We're grinding. We should be on any time here.
Remember your Facebook.
We're on. My Facebook, what? Oh, just in time to knock the camera. Come on in, folks. We see you out there. We know you're there. Get your coffee. Get ready to watch some amazing artwork here. It's Frank Bellamy today. Sunday's Bernie Wrightson. So we're gonna.
You're doing the Frankenstein one?
Nope, doing the mutants.
The mutants.
Yep. It's a fantastic collection of a bunch of early work of his that is very rarely seen. Wherever I put it. I was going to show you the cover, but oh, there it is. The mutants.
Wow.
We'll look at that Sunday. Great stuff, fanzine stuff, some spot illustration work, early Warren material. Just fantastic. All of October, we're going to do horror stuff, but today we're doing Frank Bellamy. So we're going from the historic to the horrific. So
it's impressive.
Just wait until you see some of the stuff he's done. Are you familiar with Bellamy at all, Whiskey?
No, I'm not.
Okay. Well, here comes an education. It'll be good.
Are we live? It doesn't say so on my screen.
Yeah, we're live. We've been live for a minute and 38 seconds while I try to find the opening. Of course, here we are.
What was that? This is not a charade. We need total concentration. Now, once again, this time with the...
There we are, folks. The Art of Frank Bellamy, Illustrators.
Feewing.
I don't know if you can call this a magazine because it's wonderfully square bound. It's such a great volume.
Just to give you an idea, do you know who that soldier looks like? It looks like Frank Bellamy.
It could be why they used it as a cover illustration.
Yeah.
There's a few pictures of him inside, but over the years. So yeah, I could see that. Yeah. It says Illustrators, the Art of Frank Bellamy. Like I said, I don't know if you'd call this a magazine, but there's a series of them. So I've got another book with Sydney Jordan, right? And I think Steve Holloway in one book. Here's a sample of Bellamy's work, probably from High Command.
Fantastic, isn't it?
He's just so good.
Just a master of stippling and colors. Just phenomenal stuff. What a great illustrator and a fantastic sequential artist. There's a page from Dan Dare, Project Nimbus. On the cover of Eagle.
That's lovely, isn't it?
It's all just fantastic stuff.
Can you imagine that? What was that? 1961 or something. When Frank Hampson left Dan Dare to get Frank Bellamy to take his place isn't a bad move, is it?
No.
No.
Well, what a replacement.
Yeah.
This is from Eagle, Volume 11, number 25, from the 18th of June, 1960.
Right.
And all of this is ink on board.
Yeah.
Color ink. Ink. Just unbelievable work. Here's a few cover illustrations that he did. And again, nowadays, you do this in Photoshop and like next to nothing, but this is all color ink here.
Yeah.
And wash, almost like used as a watercolor. Just look at that. Some of the tones there, just amazing. A true craftsman here.
Unfortunately, I think you're losing craft.
Yeah, I think so too.
I mean, obviously, I use Photoshop, using tools, use things to get done quickly and what have you. But these people were, people like Bellamy, they were masters at what they did.
Absolutely.
People are not learning in the same way. I mean, people are going to university and college and they're not painting in the same way.
No.
And it's terrible. It's no different to like basket weaving or thatching on the front, on the top of roofs or anything like that. They're things that, although are not necessarily required for the modern world, should never be lost. They're as important as the Elgin
Homogenization.
or Bible or original works of art from 500 years ago. Just as important.
Right.
Look at where that lion's dragging that tiger's skin on with his
the creases.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
He's really biting it, and dragging it.
I was marveling at, all of this was hand lettered.
Yeah.
Probably even the logo here looks amazing.
It's so sharp.
1 shilling. Yeah. And over here's a article illustration. Look at all this negative space at use here on the snake. Just phenomenal.
I don't know whether it tells you in this particular book, but Bellamy wanted his sort of dream was to retire to Africa to draw the animals. And you always see a lot of these kind of African animals in his strips, and in Thunderbirds and all that kind of thing. He puts rhinos in it and all kinds of stuff. But that was his plan to retire to Africa. But of course, he died when he was 59, so he never got the chance.
God, that's young.
Yeah, way too young.
It's a shame.
Boys going.
Scary young. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Those horses are really nice too.
Yeah.
Camel especially.
Great looking camel. And that rhino is amazing. Just great stuff.
Look at he's drawn the underneath of the horse. When do you ever see that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Fabulous, isn't it? Again, I just love to watch him pencil something. I don't suppose there's much of his pencil work left anyway, but I'd love to see him actually doing it.
Yeah. These two especially, because there's such odd angles. There's such
That's what I mean,
drama here, just from the below the bridge. Just beautiful work.
There isn't a lot of references out there available, even on the internet, for those angles. Like, you'd have to watch a video and kind of like wait for a magic moment to actually
even
get
nowadays.
Yeah.
Remember, this was done back in the 50s, 55.
Yeah, I had to spend time with horses. That's
54, 53.
Well, I think maybe a lot of time in zoos.
Yeah.
Maybe going to the library.
Well, like Glenn said, just a love of the material.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
1950, 55, they would have had stables everywhere, everywhere still.
Yeah. 54, 55. But you couldn't walk out your door and, see a camel or a rhino.
Very true.
Yeah. It's a 2-page pulp illustration here. Gorillas are my neighbors.
Gorillas sell.
The hat is quite excellent.
Everything there. Look at the wrinkles. Stuff. The foliage is amazing. It's like Hogarth, just beautifully done.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're getting into some comic work. Here's a illustration here. Mystery of the Musical Box. Very classic looking comic strip.
It's some very slick line work there.
Yeah. These are all thin lines here. Camera doesn't pick that up. There's no gray tones here at all. It's all line work. It's beautifully done. Look at that. Multiple shading. Really a master at shading. Stippling.
Yeah, you'll see that on his Garth work, especially.
Yeah. Oh, there's a lot of that coming up. Just some startling work. Some more line work here. The Fleet Family, an Island of Secrets.
He's got that from Swiss Family Robinson, hasn't he?
There's a little Swiss family coming up. Look at
Those
that.
illustrations, they're gorgeous.
Yeah.
It's the same kind of quality as Ron Embleton, isn't it? It's the same kind of thing.
Oh,
Beautiful illustrations and fantastic colouring.
Yep.
And he knows how everything works, doesn't he? You know, where this water through to the horse running. You know, he knows what's going on.
Yeah, and how to put in just enough detail and be able to drop it back like that.
Yeah.
Using thinner lines. It's just amazing. Thicker lines here towards the front.
It's impressive.
Enough of a break here, though not a definite halo. Still enough of a break here to pop that conquistador helmet out. Fleet Family was the first comic strip Bellamy did in 1984 for Swift, a sister publication of Eagle, aimed at younger readers. This is the last one in the series. Bellamy's artwork on his 8 episodes was cramped into rigid page construction. Only in later work did he start to introduce widescreen panels. And here above, The Exciting Adventures of Paul English, another strip from Swift, ran alongside the Swiss Family Robinson, which Bellamy also drew. This 6-panel strip didn't feature any word balloons, just a typewritten text under each panel. Taking place in South America during the colonial times, young Paul and his friend Guy search for Paul's missing father. This episode is from the 30th of April, 1955.
Well,
The Adventures of Paul English sounds like something from the Fast Show, Glenn.
Yeah, it does, yeah.
I was
I'm a
looking-
writer. Perhaps you've heard of some of my books.
Swiss Family Robinson here.
Yeah.
on the previous page, it really illustrates how he puts age into things and like use. You can see in the helmet on the back of the or on the spine of the helmet there.
Mm-hmm.
You can see the or the crest or whatever, just like a little dent
Yeah.
on the ridge.
I think it's just a general attention to detail. He's got a fantastic
Oh, yeah.
eye for that.
Yep.
Oh,
Here again, the jousting scene's just amazing.
no.
Those caparisons or caparisons are really quite beautiful. The
Bellamy
horse-
drawing a exciting jousting scene from the 31st December 1955 episode of King Arthur and His Knights.
It's like he's drawn the it's like the lion and the tiger again.
Mm-hmm.
The first horse has got the mane and the other one's got the stripes.
Beautiful flow as well.
Yeah.
You can instantly tell the direction of travel
Yeah.
from all the aspects, whether it's being pushed back or whether it's lurching forward. It's
Speaking of jousting, could you imagine doing that?
Yep.
yeah.
Pretty scary, wouldn't it? Oh,
It'd be a lot of fun.
yeah.
You have armor, right?
The what?
You have armor.
You'd have armor, yeah, but
Yeah, but when that guy's coming at you at 50 miles an hour with that,
Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
pole,
Plus the weight of the horse, plus
Yeah.
the
it's not
you're
the same
basically
fun, is it?
you're going to be hit by a car essentially when it hits you, but
Yeah, pretty much.
it's also concentrated behind like the most padded area of the thing. I don't know. People survive armor. There's a female that does a woman that does jousting. She's only been injured once, so it's dangerous, but it's survivable.
Well, perhaps she's just been up against really crap people.
It could be too.
Come here, come here.
Like that swimmer.
I have a guest.
But it's
Uh-oh.
dangerous, of course. You can break
Yeah.
your arm just as you fall off
Put
anything.
my camera on quickly, Randy.
Yep. Hang on, I'm trying to get there. There we go.
It's got a new one.
Oh,
Yeah. That's adorable.
bit of wildlife. Cool. We just picked one up a couple weeks ago too. So
She will be called Ruble.
Rupel.
Not Polly, the parrot.
No, Ruble. In communist Russia, we have many cats. Yes.
It's one of those cats that looks like he's been crawling through a chimney.
Oh, she looks like a badly sewn toy.
Little sooty. Yeah.
There you go. Back to our scheduled program.
Mine's a little black and white cat. We were going to call her something, and then we mentioned to the granddaughter that the previous owners were going to call her Oreo because she's got a white belly and kind of black, white, black. So
That's a cool name. I like that.
the granddaughter took right to it, so her name's Oreo. So
My cat's name is. Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Oh, my cat's name is Dr. Doom. She's actually just. She's right behind me, chilling on a little footstool that's beside my desk. She spends most of her day just right there.
Well, with our cat, it only took her 2 days to find a field mouse, so we try to keep her out of the basement just for that reason.
Yeah, our last cat, bless her, she was a small furry animal apocalypse.
Yeah.
Yeah, she used to kill everything. So.
Well, we'll let her down here when she gets a little older. So.
No.
Get that little bit of wash here.
Can you blow it up, Randy?
Pardon?
Can you blow it up?
Sorry. I didn't realize we were still short there. There we are. Look at that little bit of wash here.
Oh, it's just lovely, isn't it?
Yep.
Reminds me a little bit of
Lancelot?
No, I'm thinking of the technique at the back.
Little wash.
Frankenstein.
Bernie, right?
Bernie. That's it. Bernie. Just the way that the lines are laid down without any outlines and that kind of thing, and the negative space. That's kind of.
Yeah, this is pretty ingenious here. How this is wide open, a little step up, everything, no detail here until get a little farther up on the side of the wall. Nothing around the horse. Here, just enough of a halo, to really pop that detail out.
Yeah, brilliant.
Drawing the shadows first, I guess.
Long before Photoshop or doing anything digitally.
Photoshop.
Yeah.
Some people call me Photoshop.
Oh, King Arthur.
Whoops.
You all right?
Stupid cat.
There you go. Yeah.
Right.
That's funny. You're okay. You're good though, right?
Yeah, she's fine. It wasn't very far. It was only 1.5 feet, 2 feet or whatever.
Oh, we've already had ours flying down the upstairs. We have a very steep staircase going to another story. She just whipped right out of there. And boom. Yeah, suddenly she was on the main floor.
Oh, they can. Yeah, they whip, don't they? They just
get that expression on her face. I meant to do that.
Yeah. What?
Yeah, exactly. More King Arthur here. Beautiful line work.
I've got
There's that
volume of this stuff.
Oh yeah, the King Arthur and his knights.
Yeah, and it's a box set.
Yeah.
Wonderful stuff. Look at that.
Oh.
Armor is hard to draw.
Staircase.
Everything's hard to draw.
Yeah.
Let me rephrase that. Armor is hard to draw this well.
Yes, there you go.
There you are.
What's that there? It says One centre panel, one good pull, and the throne is mine.
Hey!
Oh, mine.
That's what she said. Anyway,
That's what she said, yeah.
that's easy pull for Arthur. Drawn the sword. I am the king.
I like the way he just pulls it out like it's after butter. You know, the others are really struggling, and he doesn't have to struggle. He just pulls it out.
Yeah.
Then 10 seconds later, he's giving proclamations. He's like, "You're going to be my steward."
Yeah.
It's like the previous steward's like, "Oh."
The first thing he should do is the guy on the top right who's saying we want to have him as this boy as king. His head should be off on Russ's spike.
Yeah.
Get rid of him. We don't need him around.
That bloke there. Kill him.
Let me show you how good this sword is.
Yeah.
Whack.
Let me show you how the chain of command works.
Yeah.
I always liked the way Arthur got the sword. I think it was in Excalibur, where he was, what do you call it? He was working for another knight. The knight needed a sword, so he ran out and just pulled it out of the stone and ran and gave it to him. Where'd you get this? Oh, I pulled it out of that stone over there. What?
If that was real and you did that, you'd get arrested, wouldn't you, for stealing King Charles's, property?
Yeah, probably.
Bloody Germans.
Come on. How about you, fellow?
Oh, there's a little bit more detail in this. Is that
Robin
is
Hood,
that
yeah.
wash or is that board he's using there?
That's wash. No, it looks like dual shade, but it's not.
Yeah.
It's wash. Yeah.
Beautiful.
I don't think he ever used dual shade.
But this is the best page so far. That's just
Robin Hood and his merry men, pen and
good
ink,
God.
and
Just-
pen,
yeah.
ink, and wash on board. Swift number 24, November of 56. This last 2-page strip that Bellamy drew for Swift was published as 2 serials, Robin Hood and His Merry Men and Robin Hood and Maid Marian. Under each panel, there was a typeset which often used for reading aloud to younger readers.
See, my view is armor is hard to draw well,
Mhm.
but convincing drapes on clothes,
Yeah.
that's
Very
a
special
whole
look
other
at
level
that.
personally.
Yeah, you've got to capture that weight.
Yeah, capture the weight and the lighting.
Yeah.
Just
And the thing is, this is very early in his career. He gets exponentially better.
yeah,
The
I mean, than
Garth
this,
strip.
you know,
This is
Yeah.
pretty simplistic for the Garth material.
Was
Some of
he?
that stuff is just
He wasn't classically
Okay.
trained in sculpting, was he? He just straight up illustrator.
I am not sure. Glenn, do you know?
I don't think he did any sculpture.
Yeah.
He just-
There's no
just an
sculptures in the
artist.
book, at least.
No.
So look at that shading and shadows, just amazing.
Because there's a
Arrow
slight
twin
difference
almost.
in those. What's the other artist we looked at? Hogarth, I think, and this gentleman. The
Gene
cloth.
Coleman. Yeah.
Colin, yeah, Colin.
Look at the guy in the cell with the bars.
hmm
Look at the cross hatching under his arm to capture the form again, the light
Yeah.
breaking through.
yeah.
Where if that had been, Vince Coletta or someone, that would have just been solid black.
it would have been
Yeah.
black. Yeah.
But the way you can see the shape of his arm or the clothes on his arm with that
You're
breaking that
starting
light.
to see a little bit of that stippling. working
Yeah,
here.
it's just fantastic, isn't it?
Yeah.
Absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, just amazing stuff. What a crowd. What a crowd. The raid to get Rommel. Dry wash, ink, white gouache. Gouache?
Gouache.
Green ink,
Gouache.
green ink, gouache.
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 Absolutely. Green ink wash on board. 55. World War II illustration reproduced in ochre in Lilliput, March of 55.
See that again? That panel on the bottom left. Just there's obviously something about those great artists. So like I can see, I can't see it as far as it's been influenced by. I can see familiarities between the artists. So if you look at Wrightson, if you look at Gene Colan, if you look at this, even some Buscema.
See a lot of Hal Foster in that too.
Hal Foster. When they ink themselves, especially.
Yeah.
Okay. It's just there's just something about it, and it's that mastery of negative space and line weight, as well as the underpinning of anatomy and posture.
Yeah.
But you add all those things together, and from those slightly different approaches from those great people, and they've all got that something similar about them that it's hard to quantify. It's hard to put your finger on it.
If you look at that guy with the gun there, look at the folds. That's really Kirby Simon shading, isn't it?
Right there.
You know that instead of solid black, they do a line, and that's face
line work here.
Yeah, that face of the guy who's looking at him.
Yeah,
it's what you were saying. It's of that time, isn't it?
Yeah, it's of the time.
Let's be fair. If you looked at that, if somebody told you that somebody inked a Kirby drawing, I think you'd believe them.
Yeah. I mean, one of his earlier drawings, the ones where he wasn't so stylistic. Yeah. Because he could draw.
Yes.
People often think that it was all about the
square knees,
square knees, and that was an artistic choice.
Yes,
it's what people don't get.
I see a whole lot of Al Williamson there in that face.
Yeah. And it's like I say, it's these guys that are masters that we pick out. That so many people pick out. It's not just us. And they have these familiarities about their work. Not necessarily identical, not necessarily looking like each other, but there's just something about, like I say, the line weights, the posture, the negative space, all those things.
If you look at the textures as well, the cowboy with the little lad. If you look at the little lad's jeans, they're a different material to the cowboy's jeans. You see what I mean? The texture's different, and this shirt's different.
Yeah.
And the guy with the machine gun, his clothes are different than the cowboy as well.
I was marveling the wool on the socks here.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive. Yeah. That's a proper painter, isn't it?
Yeah. It's fantastic.
It's crazy good. And do a little high command here. Happy Warrior. Happy Warrior, Bellamy's first color strip, chronicled the life of Sir Winston Churchill, and appeared in the back page of Eagle between 57 and 58.
Oh.
After being approved by Churchill himself, Bellamy began experimenting with page and panel layouts, also began using his stippling style on the faces of characters. This is from Eagle, Volume 9, number 15, 11th of April, 1958. Several members of Bellamy's family appear in cameos behind Churchill.
Brilliant.
Can we take a look at that panel on the second page, top right?
Here?
Yeah, is there a way we can zoom into that? A little lower, I guess.
Yeah.
There we go. Trying to see if you can read the writing on the book there. I know it's legible because I saw it, but there you go. The Azure Island. Okay. Look at the lettering on that.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Well, these are done probably 2 up, maybe a little larger. What do you think, Glenn?
I'm not sure, but I can believe it.
Yeah,
I tell you what, I'd love to see it.
Yeah.
love to have it on the wall.
Yeah, I only ever saw one Frank Bellamy spread. That was a Thunderbird spread from TV21. That's a convention in London a while back, and they wanted about, I don't know, $4 or $5 grand for it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'd have bought it, but you know, you can't just suddenly walk in and do that. But it was just wonderful, and it was from 1966, and the colours was, you know, the Dr. Martens dyes were still there. And,
Oh,
I don't know where this stuff is. I don't know who's got it, whether it still exists, but it's just amazing.
Well, you've got a couple stories of artwork like this just discarded, used as doorstops and thrown in the trash.
That was Frank Hampson's down there.
Yeah.
It was folded up, and it was they were using it as a doorstop. I couldn't believe it.
We can do that. We can not do that, but we can look through that material too if you want.
Yeah. I mean, there's the TV21, so the Thunderbird stuff as well.
Yeah, I've got some of the Thunderbird stuff and all of the not all of it, but the collected Dan Dare books that are just gorgeous, really pretty.
Yeah.
Phenomenal stuff. Happy Warrior again. Excited and very detailed page. Look at that. That took him an afternoon.
yeah. Oh.
Probably longer than that.
I'm tired. I'll just knock this one out.
Yeah.
So to speak.
Yeah. There you go.
I think he's doing the lettering as well, you know.
I think he did it all.
That top panel on the left page is just exquisite.
Yeah.
You can barely see it, but it's beautiful.
I don't know whether it's in this book, but there's the Spartan guy that he did, Heros the Spartan. There's a fantastic double spread, and I'll see whether we get to it before I tell you what's going on with it.
Yeah, there's some phenomenal stuff here. That's why I wanted to show this book off. Here we go.
Look at that Churchill there with that hat on, that tin hat on the bottom there.
Real personality there.
Yeah.
All the machinery. Look at that angle. Just great.
That's a really scary angle, isn't it? Imagine somebody saw that. Lots of soldiers saw that angle, didn't they?
Yeah,
with those things coming down.
Yep. Yeah, know when to switch your camera. Bird's eye view, worm's eye view. Look at all them planes. All of this is by hand too. This isn't something you just put in Photoshop and reproduce.
Well, he knows what he's doing. Look at the colouring on that helmet on Churchill, that red, and the red on the side of his face. It's just beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah.
And he's still got a dicky bow on. Look, he's got his helmet on, but he's still got his dicky bow on.
I love the Hitler. That's great. He's getting right upset, isn't he? Like, those damn Englanders.
That expression. It's crazy.
Winston Churchill was a great wit, wasn't he, Russ? Have you heard that story about Lady Astor?
Which one?
Yeah, Lady Astor was like his nemesis in Parliament.
Yeah,
and Churchill used to like a glass of port, shall we say? And she always used to have a go at him, and he just used to knock her off her feet with his wit. She said to him one day, "Winston Churchill, you're drunk," and he said, "Yes, and you're ugly. In the morning, I shall be sober." And there was another one when she said,
"You get fired for that now."
She said to him, "Winston Churchill, if I were your wife, I'd put poison in your coffee." And he said, "And if you were my wife, I'd drink it."
Madam, if you were my wife.
Operation Barbarossa.
Look at that. Look at that one on the left.
That was,
Yeah.
Photograph, isn't it?
Yep.
Damn.
Wow. The colouring on that as well.
mhm.
Fantastic. Wouldn't surprise me, that if Winston Churchill approved this in condition that he got the artwork,
Yeah.
it's probably in the Churchill archive
Who knows?
somewhere.
Well, let's hope it's someplace safe and sound. Yeah.
Well, it will be in there, but we just won't be able to see it.
Yeah. But again, just it's stipple work coming through. It's all lines and dots.
Just to give you an idea of how long these things would be taking him, when he was doing Thunderbirds in the mid-60s, which is obviously a bit after this,
Yeah.
full colour strip. You've seen the double page spreads. We're probably going to see some in a minute.
Oh yeah.
He would have a blank. There's 17. If you look at the strip, there's always 17 panels on the logo. So he's got 17 panels to tell the story across the double page spread. He would start with a blank piece of paper or board on Monday morning. So let's say at 9 o'clock. I don't know when he started. Whenever he started his day, and he would have the finished art, lettered, coloured, rendered by Wednesday evening.
Mm.
So it took him 3 days to complete the whole strip.
It's impressive.
It's fantastic, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I believe he was paid 2 guineas per, and 2 guineas is about £3 or something. No, it's £2 is £2 2 shillings, isn't it?
It's an old money though, isn't it?
But that's half a day's work. It's not really a lot of pay for then. If people are on sort of £5 or £6 a week, and he was doing that over 3 days, and if he did,
But if you did 2 in a week,
yeah,
it's an average pay, I suppose.
and I think
We're
he was,
artists at the end of the day.
of course, yeah, we never get any money, do we?
Yeah.
It's not what it's about, is it? Really. Look at the line on that girl when she's the center panel next to your thumb, where she's with the guy on the thing. Look at the lighting, the down lighting on a jacket, on a whatever it is, clothes.
The Shepherd King pen ink and color inks on board from Eagle Volume 9, number 44, 1st of November 1958. Another full color series presented on the back page of Eagle in 58 through 59, telling the story of the biblical character King David, slayer of the giant Goliath, the human figures, the folds of their clothing, and the various objects on the back and foreground bear testament to Bellamy's assured artistic talent.
Yeah, look at the panel I just mentioned. Look above it. Look at the leopard skin on the,
just beautiful.
Fantastic, isn't it? And those rocks above as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely beautiful. He's good at doing a sort of biblical type of art, isn't he? I know this isn't from the Bible, that kind of thing with these,
It's like he's good with everything,
I know he is, but he does these particularly well.
When he does Garth, he sends that character through time to all sorts of different eras.
Yeah,
just phenomenal stuff. That's something IDW should reprint. That's that whole run of Garth strips. That's something we haven't seen here, especially in the States. Haven't seen enough of it. Of course, it would probably be a hard sell anymore. Here's David and Goliath.
I mean, who'd buy it? It'd only be people like us that would buy it. So.
Yeah.
It'd probably get slagged off for being, archaic or something.
Nostalgic.
Nostalgia is right wing.
Yeah.
Jesus.
That can suck my... Oh, no, sorry.
Right between the eyes.
All those folks can just go home.
Yeah.
Yep.
Look at that, the way he's falling back there when he's whacked him. Bang.
Yeah.
And his face as well. And his hand, the way it's the shock in his hand, it's great.
Right in his third eye.
Yeah. For dump.
Well,
There needs to be in it. There needs to be a sound effect for
Yeah, I'm
dump.
going to say if that had been a Marvel comic, it'd say thwack.
Yeah.
Thwack.
Well,
Just
he
sort
done
of-
screwed up on that one.
And then Stan would explain how the giant fell to earth.
That's right, just so he could pick up some pay for the page.
Yeah.
Just wonderful sequencing here, though.
Look at the lighting in the center panel where he's peeking round the pillar. The page. Yeah. Look at the light in there, the way it catches his shoulder and the lower part of his face.
Beautiful.
And his arm. Isn't that absolute genius?
Half of his face, yeah. Just fantastic.
Fabulous, isn't it? And that building above it as well, look, the minimal on that, the line on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at that.
Starkness, yeah.
Absolutely brilliant.
Again, in the inks there before he applied the color, negative space.
Yeah.
So he's just left that there.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm talking about the building at the back. The building at the back, he's left the whole of the top clear of black ink, and then he's filled it in with the color to make the sky. So he's not put an edge around the building.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Fantastic clouds too. Just amazing.
Sumerian ruins, I guess, on the crown there. Is it Sumerian?
Where?
Is he on the king's crown or the lord's crown? Right there, yeah. It looks Sumerian. I could be wrong. I might be mistaken.
It's almost Hebrew.
Again, I'd just love to see his pencils on that. See how detailed they were.
Yeah.
I get the feeling that he really went to town with his pencils, and rather than do it with the inks.
Yeah, you see
Probably
some
pretty tight. Yeah.
You see some painters' pencils, and they are incredibly tight.
Yeah.
You think it's almost a pity that they're painting over the top of it.
Well, in the long run, it saves them time.
Yeah,
Everything is there, so now you don't have to think
I
about
know.
it. Just ink it. And
Yeah,
then,
I know.
you know.
I am in no way comparing myself to these people, but I do the same thing. I like to have really tight pencils, even though I'm inking myself.
Plus, remember, he's laying down color inks here, which I imagine he's doing first and laying the black over top of it.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, so he needs it.
Yeah.
But like you say, you can just forget. There's always going to be little bits and pieces that you ad hoc as you go through. But if you've put in some really sort of detailed pencils, it does mean that you can almost go like on automatic.
Yeah. Yeah, but these aren't mechanical, separations here. These are paintings.
No, they're all paintings. Yeah, gorgeous.
You had to have gone over that. It's inked it as the last step. So just no line here, nothing needed. And again, great clouds back here. Not easy to do. Almost photographic. Shepherd King again. Ink and color. Color inks on board.
Meh.
Volume 10, number 11 of Eagle, March of 59. Here we can see the first panels, Bellamy's variation on his stippling, using line work as well, and again the mastery of scenes with large groups of people. It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, large groups.
Yeah.
Because you see, I don't know. I'm not putting down any of the more recent artists, but you see a lot of people going, "Oh wow, look at the is it the Garcia? Like all the fantastic stuff and the Titans and JLA and all that kind of stuff." and the people go on about, oh, look how many people are in those panels. Look at that, and then you look back at this stuff, and it's just,
Yeah.
yeah. There are a lot of people in these panels, and pretty much every one of them is interacting with someone else.
Yeah.
Nobody's standing there looking.
Yes, they're all doing something.
They're all doing something.
He's
Incredible.
looking back. He's yelling, fight for your lives.
Yeah. Well, again, a bit of eye contact with the reader to pull you into the scene.
And again, as we say, or at least I say, there's good solid drawing at the bottom of this. You know, he can draw, can't he?
Yeah.
He knows exactly what he's doing.
Again,
This might actually be 100% here.
Yeah. There was a question posed the other day of, you know, do you consider style more important than realism? And it's like, well, it depends what you consider to be realism.
Yeah.
This here doesn't look real. It's a comic strip. It's an impression. It's an impression of the real world. But it has realism at its heart because the anatomy, the movement, the gravity, everything's just the reference of things like trees and clothes. They're all from the real world. So there's your realism. Okay, and then, you know, I also said, like, something like Ben 10, you know, everybody's got rubber hose arms, you know, and legs and what have you. But if you don't understand how people move and how anatomy works, then it's not going to convince the eye, no matter how simple the style. So what do you consider realism? And my answer was, as far as I was concerned, you know, it's all impressionism at the end of the day, and style is what gives it its character.
Yeah,
Very true. Masters at framing attention. Thanks for watching us live. Jim O'Reilly.
Thanks, Jim.
Thank you. HR in the house. Hello. Hello, HR.
I can't hear that HR without singing the song in my head.
HR puff and stuff.
Yeah.
Wow, there's an old
Who's your friend when things get rough?
Yeah.
Wow.
HR here is human resources. That's all corporate. Yeah.
HR up and stuff. Who's your friend when things get rough? Apparently, I used to make my sister sing that to me when I was little.
Sid and Marty Croft.
I shouldn't have spoken to you since.
Yeah, yes.
Can you pull it a little? Sorry, Jim, I didn't see your mark there. I hope we did pull it a little closer for you there. And great that you show Bellamy, a master in the shadow. Yeah, thanks, HR. Yeah, I love this stuff. This is great stuff. Don Lawrence is the only one that I put equal to Bellamy in that era of masters from England. No, there were a lot of great illustrators during that time.
And all apart from Don Lawrence were at TV21.
Yeah, I think they all fed off of each other too. I think they were all. That's how you got the quality of work. They were trying to do their best because they were surrounded by the best. You know,
they were all illustrators who drew comic strips occasionally, because Ron Embleton's work is absolutely outstanding with all his painting, and his comic work is sublime. But it's not what he does. You know, he's an illustrator painter, like Barry Smith.
Marco Polo. Look at that face.
Damn.
I'll tell you what he does as well. If you look at that top panel there on the left-hand side where they're all fighting, he's like I know it's painted, but his composition is like classical painting, isn't it?
Yeah.
Scenes.
Yeah.
So you can imagine that as big as the wall in the museum, can't you?
It looks like a Renaissance painting as far as composition is concerned. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And his fantastic colouring and everything, and just such a lot going on. It's like you said before, Russ, about there's nobody standing around.
No.
Somebody's doing something.
Yeah.
This is the breaking of the panels here.
Yeah.
It's just phenomenal. Nice stuff. Above the Shepherd King, pen ink and color inks on board Eagle from the 10th of Oh, Eagle Volume 10, number 8, from February 21st, 1959.
Look at that page, that Marco Polo, the last panel with the kid shouting. That looks like it's done in Photoshop because it doesn't look. It looks too smooth.
Yeah, amazing. Isn't it?
Mm.
Which is another clue to how big the artwork must have been.
Yeah,
face here.
But
It's phenomenal.
That I was going to say that face looks like it's been painted, but the kid looks like he's been photoshopped.
Yeah,
Almost airbrush style, but
yeah.
Yep.
Just really masterful brushwork.
It's not oil, is it? Or is that's definitely watercolor, isn't it?
No, this is color inks. Dr. Martin dyes. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's how you're able to get these rich tones. Dr. Martin's was amazing for that kind of work.
Did he do
All ink.
boots as well?
I think so. After a while, he says, "Screw the dyes. I'm doing boots."
Dr. Martin, Dr. Martin, Dr. Martin, boots.
Very expensive Dr. Martin inks.
Yeah, but they can last forever.
Exactly.
Because you can water them down too. They're pretty concentrated.
Yeah.
I think I still have a set. All I can do is add some water and shake it vigorously, and there we go. The pigments on them are just eternal. Just
See, if you look at that Marco Polo top right, the first panel, not the logo panel, the first panel of the story, right on the right there. That's it. Look at the detail of the pillar, and the you know, that kind. And if you look at his drawing, there's almost more. It seems like more time spent on the backgrounds and the things than the people.
Yeah, I mean, Are you looking at that bottom left-hand panel?
I'm looking at the bottom left-hand panel, and I'm looking at the top right-hand panel as well.
So the person has got a fluidity and a flick to it, hasn't it?
Yeah.
And then you look at the bricks, and there's these minor details and everything put into them, and it just creates this air of believability about the whole thing.
Because you're right there with the fluidity, because it looks like that guy can move, but it looks like the bricks can't.
Yeah.
Because bricks can't, can they?
Yeah,
look, but you're right. Look at
they can if you lob them hard enough, but politicians. Did I say that?
The detail of that crest or whatever it's on, what he's standing on, it's just phenomenal. It's just brilliant.
Amazing.
And the panel next to it, look at him looking out the window down to the pergola, and look at the brick.
Yeah.
Look at the brick.
He didn't have to put that in. Again, probably down to the size.
Not pergola, gondola. I mean, gondola.
Gondola.
Again, it's probably 2 up, I would imagine.
Yeah,
I think it must be a fair size. I was watching a video the other day about putting in detail and where how to put detail in and when not to put it in and when to fool the eye into believing that it's by using tricks and things like that. And this is like an example of he's just going to put it in no matter what. He's not taking any shortcuts.
Well, again, if you look at the excuse me, look at the polo page with the boat in the round panel. Look at the buildings behind. Yeah, look at the buildings behind.
Incredible. Yeah. Everything on that panel is working.
Yeah.
Just beautiful.
And the shadows of when the guy's in the bed in the next panel, look at the shadows. Cast under the bubbles, the word bubbles. Look at that. It's just brilliant.
That's right. Yeah.
We know what you mean, Jim.
We do. Everything's guided to move you along. So yeah, it's beautiful stuff. And there's a close-up of that panel. That's probably life size, or that's probably, I don't know. That's probably larger than actual size. Marco Polo pen, ink, and color. Inks on board, 1960 detail from a panel. See previous page. For the color strips, Bellamy used Pelican inks. 4 colors, red, yellow, blue, and black. Wow. For the main outline inking prescribed by the printers of Eagle and mixed them to produce all his comic artwork. Holy crap, that's even more impressive. In fact, he actually visited Bemrose and Liverpool, the printers of Eagle, to test that his mixed colors were correct. Wow. That's incredible.
Yeah.
Just sat there with a palette of 4 colors and mixed them.
Yeah, it's bonkers, isn't it?
Yeah. True CMYK work there. All hand done. Look at that tone on that ship. It's just crazy incredible. Below, Dan Dare, Project Nimbus, pen ink and color inks on board. Perhaps the best known of British strips, Bellamy was asked to take over from its creator, Frank Hampton. This was from the third and last Dan Dare episode he drew, Eagle, Volume 11, Number 12, 19th of March, 1960.
Well, he should have got me on the Starfield. But it's really good, isn't it?
And look at the graduate stippling here.
So that's so of the time, isn't it?
That spaceship, yeah.
The spaceship, yeah.
Yeah. The atmosphere here is so tight, and the farther down he gets, the more fuzzy with the stippling he gets.
Fuzzy.
Great touch. Fuzzy.
Fuzzy.
Need a background. Some shades. There we go.
In space.
In space. Look at the shading here, though.
No, it's gorgeous, isn't it?
All of it's just phenomenal.
But that telltale black shading, and then the rest of the face. So putting 2 colors on either side of the shade. On the top left, Dan Dare's face there.
Oh, here.
I mean, that's a technique that's so used by so many people.
Mm-hmm. Captain Stern.
You see that effect a lot in films when they're in submarines, don't you? When they cast a red side on them or a green side.
Now I'm hearing a boo, boo.
There you go. Sonar at work.
My bat sonar's going off.
Those
Imagine-
clouds.
Every
Can you imagine
page
being
thing.
posted in space there and you got blinds on your window and you just close them?
Yeah.
Like, there's like
Please.
death out there. I'm just going to close this.
No,
SF here stands for Space Force. I don't know. It might be an ST. The line. But look at the graduated, the stippling here.
Yeah.
That's Virgil Finlay all over it. Just beautiful work.
Virgil Finlay. Sorry, I was listening to
No?
I was listening to Billy Connolly the other day, and he was going on about Scottish television and why there's all these people who've got last names for first names in it. It's like, hello, Finlay. Have you seen Virgil?
H.R. Bellamy tricks with his overlap panels, like camera pans of jazz.
Yeah, he's riffing. There's no doubt about that. Beautiful lighting there on those buildings, the pointy buildings. Yeah.
And he's got the tiger stripes on again.
He loves a bit of tiger stripe, doesn't he, eh?
Yeah. I bet his favourite song's by Mud, hey Russ?
Hey, tiger feet.
Yeah.
You can even see the stripe, the stripes reflected in the platform on the middle spike.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mirrors the image below.
I've just got so many songs running through my head now.
Even though he's a master artist, his buildings and spaceships don't work, do they? They're not very practical, are they?
No.
But the brilliant designs, the follies.
Yeah.
Look at the spire on that. On the right there, I've just noticed it. On the left-hand page, the right-hand building with the stripes on. The spire on that. Look at it.
Why on earth would you make a building like that? Why would you do that?
In the stripes.
It looks like the building in the front there, or the foyer, or whatever you call it. Looks like an elephant almost, or something Something
Yes.
AI would create while drunk.
It looks like a dinosaur, doesn't it? Drinking its head in the pool, coming towards you.
Was one round panel per page? Was that consistent throughout?
He did do a lot of that kind of thing.
He
Yeah,
did.
It mixes it up. I've done round panels,
See here,
um,
bumps it out.
particularly in Doctor Who. Actually,
Yeah,
it's
makes you
just
focus on the character.
It's just a way of highlighting that panel and also giving some interest to the layout as well.
Breaking up the square
Yeah,
look to it. Yeah. Morning, gents. Hey, Hojo. Never heard of this guy. Beautiful. Hojo,
wow. How you been?
you're in for a treat.
Oh,
Bellamy is
Joe.
What a great artist here.
Oh, Joe.
There we are. It's his love. There he is, right there.
Yeah.
Bellamy in 1960, 61, in his home studio.
Just flick to the cover. You'll see it's him.
South.
Oh yeah, on the cover. There we go. Here we go. Go. Oh yeah, split at birth.
Yeah.
That's him.
Yeah.
There you go. He's got Africa on the wall there. He likes Africa.
Can list to Toto. It's gonna take a lot to take me away from me, you know.
Look at that, just solids here for the foliage. Again, knowing what to keep solid and what to do tone.
I see you, Obwana.
Buana, go.
Oh, you see, that's you can see that David Cameron, not David Cameron, the film director's been reading this. I see you. What's he called? Cameron. What's he called?
Can't remember.
Not David Cameron, but you know what I mean.
Cameron. David Cameron would only be looking at this if there was a pig in it.
Yeah. He says that I see you, Obwana. That's what they say in Avatar, isn't it? I see you, whatever they're called.
I see you. Yeah.
I see you, Mamba, Mamina.
Whatever it says.
Whatever it says. Yes.
I'm going to call you Judy. It's easier.
Enough so.
Judy.
Give him time to drink his fill and be off.
So just while I remember, I saw a Barry Windsor Smith art in the appreciation group. Do you know Solar, the Man of Atom?
Yeah.
Oh wow! There's some artwork in
those pencils. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, they are just incredible.
Where's that, Russ?
Yeah.
It's in the Barry. It's actually on my page, on my feed on Facebook.
Right. I'll take a look at that.
I shared it, but it's like, oh god.
Yeah, the pencil work is just phenomenal.
It's only 3 images, but it makes you question your existence. And like I said, I'm not a fan of Barry Windsor Smith on Conan. I wasn't that impressed, but he improved radically every time he came back to the board. And this, I loved Machine Man, absolutely loved it. And this stuff is just incredible, absolutely incredible. But sorry, I just had to mention that while I remembered.
I'm just looking at it.
People.
That's fantastic, taken from the original artwork, isn't it? With all the...
Yeah.
Wow.
I noticed he's messed about with layouts, the square panels.
Yeah. See a little curved circle here on that. They're still talking about the curved panels in the chat. I like the way the gutter looks like stairs. Yeah.
Yeah, it's quite imaginative. He just like bunged it in and did what he needed to do, you know.
Wanted to make sure he filled the page. I have some of that Solar. Hojo says.
It's just brilliant stuff.
Solids are used to frame what's important in these works. Yeah, love it. Yep. There he is again. Bellamy with various African.
There we go. Fraser was drawn at the same size it was printed, and not the usual quarter size up. So they're not that big, are they?
Who? What?
it says that on the text there. It says Fraser of Africa. The strip that we're looking at, Fraser of Africa was drawn at the size it was printed, and not at the usual quarter size up. So all that we've been looking at isn't twice up; it's been 1 1/4.
Good Lord.
Which is incredible considering the detail he's getting in there, isn't it?
Yeah. There's that page.
Buana.
It's shot right off of the originals.
I just love that bit. That's the best bit, that you can see that it's real.
Okay, guys. Do you want to see something really cute?
Hang on.
Show my camera.
Did you say cute or cool?
Cute.
Oh, okay. Oh.
She's gone to sleep inside that. That's where my mouse is. She's gone to sleep. Sorry, cool. Let's show that.
On the thing of whiteout?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. There's all kinds of stuff sitting on my shelf that I don't put there myself. People just throw things on my shelves.
So this is probably 100%, you think?
Drawn
the same size as the page. This is about a size of a tabloid. Eagle was the size of a magazine, though, right? This might be larger than.
Yeah, they would. I'd say that's probably about the right size. That's probably the size he painted it at.
Yeah.
Good, looking at your hands and the size of the book.
Well, the writing here looks a little large. This might be right here, volume 1136.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's
copyright.
close. It's very close to.
100%.
If he was doing it at 100%, it's very close to the size it was.
Yeah,
painted at. That's amazing.
There he is again.
Yeah, definitely bottom left.
Yeah,
look at that panel there where he's running across the Jeep with the lights on. Look at that lighting on that, and that the background, the dark, the sky, and again at the top where he's shining on the animals. Look, wow! Oh, it's like you said, it just makes you want to go and cry, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Damn.
Left is a character sketch, crayon, pen, ink, white gouache. Publishers with no idea.
Doesn't look right, though, does it? His head looks too small.
Character,
big long neck. Doesn't look right.
Yeah, it is a little short looking.
Looks like he may be from Northern Europe.
His arms look like they're going to reach down to his ankles.
Yeah, there's a lot of people like that in Sweden, It's all that fish.
Yeah,
it's about right.
No, I'm Glenn. His head's too small.
Not bad for a sketch, though. Huh?
It's fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, sit there and do that at a convention and charge $20 for it. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Wonderful, just great. Again, I see a lot of Williamson, little Steranko in here in the shading.
You can see Steranko in that nose, can't you, on that guy?
Yeah.
It's funny.
Blinds in the back again.
Because his head in one, or his face is elongated on the left page, and then just to the right, it's just there's a lot of distance that wasn't included.
Great panel. I think I want to draw a couple lions. Yeah, that's what I'll do.
Oh, Montgomery, look at that.
Getting a little Montgomery, a little bit of Adolf here.
Just look at the way he's pointing, the foreshortened hand and everything. It's great.
Yeah.
That are no butts.
He's your original super villain, isn't he?
I love the way they all depict him as a raving lunatic.
Yeah.
From what I've read about him, he was quite calm most of the time.
It was just the speeches, wasn't it? Which was what
That's
was
right.
mostly on the telly.
He's trying to fire up the troops. Yeah. The populace.
He was an idiot.
Oh yeah,
To be honest,
he was
an idiot. He lost the war. We should all be speaking German now, mind you. The EU had tried. Oh, did I say?
But he got quite far, into world conquest. So you gotta. He's not that much of an idiot.
Apparently, we've not left yet. Wear that one out.
No, he really was. He really was an idiot because he didn't let his generals do the job. If he had have let them do the job, they may very well have won in Europe. And you Americans already had the idea you were going to sign a deal with them anyway. I don't know about this special relationship rubbish. Yeah. So it only became a special relationship when you got the idea to lend us loads of money at an incredible interest rate. So he really didn't have any idea about what he was doing, but he insisted on taking control. Yeah. And when they went into Russia, was that Barbarossa?
Yeah. 1941.
Yeah, he went
we
into
saw
Russia.
some of that earlier.
He should never have gone into Russia. That was his first massive mistake.
Overextended himself.
Also, we were close to, the Battle of Britain. We were close to going out, and he stopped so that he could go to Russia.
Yeah.
I mean, the amount of little bits and pieces that went on prior to America entering the war.
If he'd have followed us over at Dunkirk, that'd have been it.
I would have been stuffed. Yeah. So he was an idiot.
But he thought, no, we'll leave him. We'll let him lick the wounds, and we'll go the other way. And the thing about Hitler is that I understand he was a great reader of Napoleon, and Napoleon
lost as well.
Napoleon 100 years earlier made the same mistake because all the Russians did was destroy everything and drop back as the winter came in.
They did the cursed earth. Is it burnt earth or whatever?
Scorched earth.
Scorched earth. That's it.
They were 30 miles from Moscow. The Wehrmacht.
Yeah,
30 miles from Moscow. Yeah, there was the communication lines they'd had no food and ammunition, and then the Russians just sat there and waited till the snow was 3 feet high.
Yeah. Still, they had fun with the snowballs, eh?
Well, I mean, even if they won those key battles, their generals weren't the best out there. Rommel wasn't great,
Just better than Hitler.
Just better than Hitler.
Well, Rommel was the tank expert at the time, didn't he? That's
Rommel was a great general.
Yeah, I remember that sequence
Patton,
in Patton yelling out, "You bastard! I read your book."
Rommel told Hitler that the Allies were going to land in Normandy, but we had a secret. It was a top secret thing, but that's where Rommel said they'll strike, and Hitler didn't believe him, and all the Panzer Group were up in Paris or wherever it is, up north somewhere, and he was right. Yeah. Look at the netting on those helmets. Look at that.
That is lovely.
Absolutely.
That's impressive. Yeah.
Everything on this is just incredible. And again, the static.
Wow.
Show the jagged panels to get that action rolling. Lightning. Instead of a circle here, he just mitered it off. Yeah. Put Montgomery's headed there, in there.
What was the mesh for? Camouflage and catching debris, I guess?
Camouflage, mostly. Because you could stick branches in it.
Yeah.
You need to watch Dad's Army.
What was that? You're going to have to explain that to us over here.
It's do you know what the Home Guard is?
It's like the National Guard, isn't it?
Basically, it's the people that weren't young enough or fit enough to be put in the army during wartime. They stayed at home, and a lot of them were older gentlemen.
Yeah.
And we had a comedy that started in the 70s, was it? Or was it 60s? Yeah. It was quite early on, started in black and white. And first of all, the BBC didn't want to commission it because it was making fun of the war. But effectively, it was a very warm, sympathetic comedy, but it was very funny. And it was about this troop of Home Guard in Warmington-on-Sea, was it?
Yeah, something
It
like
was
that.
a
Yeah.
tiny little coastal village
Don't tell him, Pike.
Don't tell him, Pike. Yeah, they had the Germans invade once, and they were saying, "Oh, I want your name, number, and rank." And someone turned around to someone else and said, "Don't tell them, Pike." Like Pike was the guy's name. It was like a classic line from the show. But yeah. So anyway, that showed that there's the beginning and end credits, and the end credits they're all walking along with the bombs, pretend bombs going off. I don't know. And there's a lot of people with these netted helmets on with just rubbish in their helmets. So
Jim, we show off we show off this stuff, Jim, not to have you do that, but to do the exact opposite.
I've already thrown my crayons in the bin.
This is just great stuff to inspire.
Just look at the lighting on that aircraft there, underneath the wing. Yeah. Is it a Hurricane? Look at it, isn't it fantastic?
Again, he's not. He's using the black. And leaving negative space, and then painting so that he leaves the edge of the wing. It's fantastic technique, and he's got it down pat, hasn't he? He knows so what he's doing.
Yeah. And just this panel here, it's just amazing with the action, bullets flying. I think we've got a few more pages of this as well. Look at that. Boom.
You wouldn't see anything like this today?
No.
Not
this
detailed, no.
This spread, I'll tell you.
Tone here, just phenomenal.
Nobody could get paid enough for the time that it would take people today.
Yeah.
There are artists out there that are doing painted work, but I don't know how they survive.
Probably survive by being incredibly quick.
Yeah,
it's like and expensive. Alec Ross ain't cheap.
No, but there's how many Alex Rosses are there?
Exactly.
Yes. Whereas this was a standard at the time.
Yeah.
If you opened a comic book in the UK, you'd expect to see quality work.
This is what you aspire to.
Yeah. Could you imagine expecting to open every comic book and see Alex Ross or similar on the internal pages? It's not going to happen, is it?
That's why one of these days in a few months, we'll take a look at Wednesday comics that DC put out, where they paid everybody a decent wage, and they did Sunday pages of the highest quality with all of these DC characters. It's just phenomenal. And they printed it on newsprint and circulated it to the comic shops weekly for $4 in a paper, and then stuck it all together into a coffee table book that everybody ignores. So, yeah.
Okay.
Crazy stuff. We'll take a look at it. Here we are.
See, what he's done here, he's done the same as that I said earlier, that Heros the Spartan. I'll tell you what, because I'm not sure what that spread's going to be in, but see that center where you've just pointed there, where all that action is? Notice how it's all in monotone as opposed to the color above and below. And it's the most violent part. And there's a piece in Heros the Spartan where there's a battle going on, and it's all in gray, and all around it is color. And what it does, it takes you to the panel. But the panel, if you look at the drawings, it should be really, really bloody. But he doesn't show that. It's just in wash, a grey wash. You'll see. I hope it's in here because it's an amazing piece of work. Where the most, like I say, like this one, the most graphic is the black and white.
All monotone here.
Yeah, look at those helmets, aren't they brilliant? Those helmets.
Look at all that negative space here. Solids, just beautiful.
The dude's face in the bottom right panel on the right page.
That's Montgomery.
Yeah. That's off of that. Looks like a photograph. If you love this, there is an entire High Command collection that's got the Montgomery story and the Churchill story reprinted in it from Bellamy that Titan did many years back. It's an excellent volume if you happen to run across it. I don't even know if Amazon would have it for sale. It's been so long since it was out, but it's something that should always be in. I think should always be in print. But there's a lot of stuff like that.
Yeah, wow, good history would benefit certain parliaments.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Jeez. What a
Especially getting it in that, you want to get it in the hands of the youth.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
that they
yeah.
have a sense of what happened,
So
No, you
people
don't-
can
so much time has
research
gone
what
by.
actually happened and what Nazis really are. Yeah.
You don't.
Yeah.
You don't want people to know what happened.
Oh God, no.
No,
Then you
no.
can't convince them of something else, can you?
That's
You can't be doomed to repeat it. Yeah.
1984, the Forever
Yeah.
War.
Wash.
even our leaders and don't even know what the hell's going on with history.
That's
They're
because
just
all of these people who are in charge are just
Whiskey, are you
concerned
there?
with the latest
Whiskey.
thing.
Oh,
So let's support the latest thing and
They-
not
they
do any
do-
research
the current
about
thing.
the latest.
They do
thing.
know what's going on. They do know what's going on. Then that's why they're stopping it. Because if they didn't know that it would affect them, they wouldn't bother changing it, would they?
true.
Mm.
At least two, Russ. I know a guy named Alex Ross, great mechanic. Yeah. This is the little head panels. Is that the narration? If so, that's brilliant. Yeah. Thumbs up from HR. Moving on.
isn't
Not even halfway through this book yet, and we're pressing to about 40 minutes left in the program. So.
there's this Kids in the Hall skit where this one of the characters in the thing is just going around squishing people's head, and he's like holding his fingers up to his eyeball,
Yeah.
and he's like,
I squish your head.
yeah. Just thinking about that last tiny head.
This is all stipple work here, all done by hand.
Look at the shading on that guy swimming there. That soldier. Look at that.
Yeah. Very, very reminiscent of Garth here. Look at the
Yeah.
beautiful panel board, or the gutter here. So aquatic.
And the way the
Yeah.
guy's just in total black coming at him. It's fabulous, isn't it?
Yeah. I have to start moving a little faster here.
Look at that. Wow. There he is again with the beard.
Heroes of the
Brilliant.
Spartan, the Eagle of the Fifth.
This is the guy.
Showing the battle scene.
This is gorgeous.
That use
I
of
hope
red.
I'm hoping that when you turn this page, you're going to see the page I'm talking about. Or at least somewhere down the line.
Well, let's find out.
So are they in large
That's
panels?
it. That's it. That's the
Yeah,
one.
wow, look at
That's
that.
the one.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Boom.
That's just what I was telling you. Look at the.
Yeah.
It's all in the worst, the most violent scene is in black and white, and all the color surrounds it, and it forces your eye to go to that panel.
Yeah.
And that should be if that was in color, it would just be full of blood, wouldn't it?
Hmm.
Yeah.
That is amazing, isn't it?
And the whole composition, you see the white, the use of white here to
Yeah.
pull your eye to the center. It's just amazing.
Imagine having that on your wall.
Yeah.
Damn.
That's an auction piece right there.
Yeah.
No doubt. Just amazing. Beautiful.
I tell you what, that's an auction
Richness-
piece that'll never come up.
Richness in the painting. Yeah, somebody's got this probably framed and sitting someplace, so hopefully.
I hope his wife's got it. Mind you, she's probably not here, but I hope his family's
Yeah.
got it.
This is all painted back here.
Yeah.
No lines.
Fabulous, isn't it?
Just the foreground and the character. Yeah. Just phenomenal
And-
page.
Shadow work on that the terrain with the rock, like the broken rock and all that stuff, and yeah, it's just
Yeah. There's a couple of art lessons right here on this page alone. You know?
And there's also something else artists should realize as well, is that this piece and all the other pieces, but we're looking at this one. This piece would work perfectly if there was no color on it, because it's just beautifully drawn.
Oh yeah. Yep.
The color is extra.
Yeah.
But it's the foundation of the drawings, the core of the drawing is there because this man can draw.
Yeah.
Just the camera is probably not picking up a lot of the detail here, but it's phenomenal. It's just beautiful
My own
stuff.
personal opinion is if you're not colouring it yourself, don't rely on the colourist
Yeah.
Exactly.
to get your point across. That doesn't mean that a colourist isn't going to do a great job and enhance your work, of course. But don't rely on them to do your job for you.
You'd have to do a Gibbons on it and when he sent John coloured pages, didn't he? Or at least guides.
It's that rhythm, balance, scale, and themes like music. Yep. Every panel is a beat. Amazing. Wow. Yeah. Yep. We could almost end it there
Oh, why not?
at the height, you know. Oh, there's that much more left to go.
Yeah. Is this going to be? This is going to be 2 shows, isn't it?
No, next month
No.
we're focusing on horror.
Again, it's 17 panels that spread.
Is it?
17. Yeah. Is that sort of some kind of grandmaster thing?
It must. I don't know. It must be some kind of amount they need to tell a story. I don't know.
But there's something to do with the Masons.
Could be. I don't know.
10, 11. There it is. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Really.
18. Right. Okay.
Yeah.
But again, it's that kind of set format.
Look at that sweep. Yeah. Just insane. Onward.
Yep.
There's a tighter shot.
Look at that.
Negative
Really?
space at work here.
Very graphic.
It's also got that saying that people don't like you to print as well on there, top right.
Oh no.
This is in 1962 or something.
What are we
Yeah,
talking? Cover the man on your left.
No.
Allah Akbar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at this. Just squint your eyes and look at those guys in that under that bubble there, and just see the form of the folds on the right hand side.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just wonderful.
This style, what he's doing there is very graphic.
Yeah.
It's yeah.
You almost expect them to move.
Wow.
A little bit of a lizard there.
Demon of the swamp.
You wouldn't want to meet that creature just hanging out in the swamp.
Cervix.
You never know. He might be a good laugh.
He might be a very nice man.
Yeah, might be party
nice
time.
Man thing.
Man thing.
Man thing. Anyway. Here we are. More Spartans. Look at that figure.
Again, it's the same number of panels.
Yeah.
Look at that left there where he's leaning like you're lying on the ground, and he's going to stick that thing in your chest, isn't he? That big guy there on the bottom left with the spear.
Yeah.
That guy is
shortening
really scary, isn't it?
The color registry marks here.
I'm hoping again that on the next couple of pages we're going to see a guy throwing a spear where the hand is right in your face. It's a fantastic foreshortening thing. I don't know whether it's going to be in this book.
You have to love the use of red and the oranges, colors of war.
Again, look at the center panel in sort of tone with the arrow. The most violent thing is not in color again.
Yeah.
Fabulous, isn't it?
If you were in these times fighting in these wars, you'd hope that the guy would stab you to death and not just wound you.
Yeah, must have been some bruises and chopped arms them days.
You just slowly die instead of dying quick.
You want to go for it, then you want to die on the battlefield, definitely.
Yeah. A lot of
this is very much in the Garth look.
This is like Stingray and stuff like that. Just a few years before
Stingray,
and Thunderbirds and all that. Yeah, but look at that.
Yeah,
fabulous,
gorgeous.
Great stuff. Yeah.
You can definitely see that multiple artists on 2000 AD would have been reading this stuff.
Yeah.
You can see a little bit of flesh
in their youth. Yeah, in their youth. Yep. There's a lot of that influence here.
Wow.
Look at that panel.
Just fabulous, isn't it?
Yeah. Just a great array of panels.
He just does great weight, doesn't he?
Mm-hmm.
If you look at that panel above where the gladiator's walking out, look at the guy with the sword in the red to his right. The way everything's heavy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The sword and the helmet.
Yeah.
It's just heavy. Fabulous.
It's very Spartacus there.
Yeah.
No, I'm Spartacus.
I'm Spartacus.
We're all Spartacus. What horror stuff is planned? We're not sure yet. We know Sunday we'll be covering some. We'll go into it, Hojo, for the end of the show. Look at those pages. I'd love to see the unwrapped version of just pencils and inks. Yeah, yep. We're saying the same thing.
And again, the last panel, he's done it in monochrome with the violence.
Yeah, he did. Who's that? HR. He did Dan Dare for a few years. HR did some great stuff. We were looking at that earlier. Sorry, I didn't mean to step on you, Glenn. What were you saying?
Right. I was just saying again, the violent is in single color in the monochrome. You know, the violent panel, apart from the one where he's going to roast him at the opposite.
Right. Oh yeah, that's
painted back here. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not very pleasant, is it?
He likes that outstretched hand, doesn't he? That hand coming towards you.
Don't we all?
And great solid red spotlight there, just to pop everything.
Bit of a side note. I just looked out the window and we have a full moon out there.
Oh yeah, supermoon.
Yeah,
Oh, it's dark where you are. I suppose it's coming into winter. It's always dark in Canada, isn't it?
Yeah, it's still dark, but it looks kind of like you'd expect in like a Dracula kind of film or something.
Yeah, depending on how north you are. Yeah, sunrise should be popping up here about a half an hour or so.
Oh, it's been sunny forever here. Mind you, I was up at 6 o'clock this morning. That was a stupid time.
If I had time, I would have painted a picture.
Another great panel. Look at the ripped gutters. A little bit of action lightning here. Great stance.
I like the way the captions aren't in, but he's coloured the boxes in anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, put your dialogue here. Working off of a script. I'm not sure if he's writing this or not at this point.
I don't think he does write it, no.
Pretty sure he did all of Garth on his own, though. I could be wrong.
No, he didn't write Garth. That was, it was Jim Allard who wrote Garth.
Oh, okay. Yeah. More greatness. More negative space, that folds.
I was beaten to death with a chain.
Yeah, the block with it connected to a chain there.
Destroy him.
Beautiful graduated tone, long before Photoshop. Yeah, beautiful tone. Look at that panel. Here we are again.
There's that guy again.
Swamp monster, yeah. I'd almost say he looks clean and easy there.
I have to say that I draw rocks from Frank Bellamy, the way I draw rocks.
Yes.
I stole it with a line on it, yeah.
Yeah. Look at that. Love that. The trees in front, just solid.
Very reminiscent of Golem, this creature.
Yeah.
You can see how he slunk or slinking or sneaking or I don't know.
Sneaking.
And that one.
Sneaking.
Look at that panel. Next week,
and you got the
Temple of Stones.
The graduated tint on the box as well, red to yellow.
Let's look the fog
to the
here.
left.
Where are we talking?
Where your finger is down over that golem guy, the box.
Yeah. Oh,
above him in the panel, above him in the panel above him, the box. graduated tint there, the colour in the box. The text.
Oh, here? Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the caption. Yeah.
And there's the hand again.
Mm-hmm. It's a dramatic effect. I love the borders here.
Yeah.
Dripping and then
He makes
sharp.
everything work with the page, doesn't he? With the panel.
He does. Yeah. Just
Because
great
if you look
stuff.
at you look at the bottom there, you know, the jagged panel breaks. Where it's like jagged. He does that a lot in Thunderbirds, and it's always at a dramatic part.
Yeah. Bellamy would have been great on Flash Gordon. Yep. Look at his Dan Dare material. Okay.
Wow.
There's the
look at
cover. See, look at that.
that. Yeah, the hand again. Look at that. That's amazing, isn't it? Look at the
That's
way
a
he
hand.
cut. Look at the way the Centurion guy on the left. Isn't it fantastic the way he cuts the sky as well?
Yeah.
He just puts enough on, doesn't he? You don't need it down to his hand.
Well, there's probably another panel over here that they just cut out because they have the focus.
Yeah,
here.
that's
Who's the guy with a beehive on his head then? You fools without the axe.
behind yourself. You should say, shouldn't it? Behind
He's
yourself.
pointing down the road. Oi, you bring back that Mars bar.
Don't call me-
Golkar will prove
I know
that you
your
cannot
mother.
match our courage and strength. Take him to the Lake of Knives. Yeah. Feed
Don't
him
call
a
me-
shrubbery.
They don't call me Bullethead for nothing.
Ooh, it just the face is great. Where's Banana?
Yeah.
Oh, that circle has got stars in it. Look at that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, wonderful layout stuff going on there.
Ghost World, pen ink, color inks on board. Boys World, Volume 1, number 46, 7th of December, 1963. Yeah. It's great. Look at that. I am just in awe of his cloud work there. It's
Yeah.
phenomenal. So realistic looking. There it is. Look at that ghost. Look at this lighting here. Very Flash Gordon. There's your Flash Gordon HR right there. All he needs is a little cowlick there, and it's Flash Gordon. Looking concerned. Almost Zarkov in the background. Look at them rocks. It's crazy good.
A drilling machine of some kind.
Yeah. Not quite the mole, but yeah, some sort of drilling machine. Oh, look at that. Now we're getting into Thunderbirds. Ah, there's an original. Look at that.
Wow. Fantastic.
Can you pull the book a little to the left, Randy? Other way. There you go. Keep going. No, I
We
can
missing?
see.
What?
Yeah, just as the light.
Kind of got a glare there.
Yeah,
Is that better?
that's a little better.
This is a tightly bound book here, but look, that's one of the originals. This is Bellamy holding a double-page spread of the Thunderbirds artwork, of which he was rightly proud. Originally appearing in TV 21, number 74, the 18th of June, 1966. This says 2066. Whoops.
Yeah, because it's dated. The whole magazine was dated 100 years in the future.
Oh, was it? That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dated, yeah, there we are. Yeah, dated 100 years in the future. If only I'd have kept reading. Dated 100 years in the future in 1973. Yeah, cool. Oh, that's why they called it Century 21.
That's right.
Yeah. Duh. Okay. Look at that city, though.
Look at
Man,
the design on that.
just insane. Oh, and that's the original to that, too.
Oh, at least you can see the size of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
I mean,
about
that
2 up, wouldn't you? Wouldn't you say?
If that's is that a double page spread? Or
That
is
is.
that
Yeah.
It's a double page spread. Yeah.
1 1/4, 1 1/2 up, isn't it?
Okay. 1.5.
One
They'd
and a
always
half,
plant
yeah.
those in the center of Century 21, right?
Yeah.
Dead center. Yeah.
That's right.
So I could see the kids open it up and go, oh,
Well,
Gaspers.
I was that kid.
Here we go.
Oh God.
Look
A
at
little
that.
tighter here. Thunderbird 1, Thunderbird 2.
Damn.
Look at the
Great
rocks.
stuff.
Look at the rocks where Brains is falling down there at the top on the top right hand page. Look at that other page. Look at the rocks. The way he does the shading on the rocks.
I like the way most of the time they're just doing normal anatomy, and then in that bottom left-hand corner, suddenly it's a puppet.
Yeah.
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 That's one of the Tracy's. So is that Scott? Probably Scott or Virgil. Scott.
Oh, Mr. Tracy.
Scott, yeah.
Oh, Mr. Tracy.
All of this is painted here, just beautifully done. No lines. Background here. Just
That's
phenomenal stuff.
that ship that ate the dirt there kind of looks like an orca.
That's Thunderbird 2, probably before your time, Whiskey.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit.
You need to catch up on some Thunderbird.
Yeah, you've heard of Jesus.
Just
though,
amazing
years before your time.
Yeah. nothing like super marionation. No. Cut my teeth when I was a kid on that stuff. My brothers used to sit there early in the morning. They'd show it every morning, early in the morning, between like 6 and 7 a.m. before they went to school. They'd sit there with notebook paper and sketch out all of the machinery that was used in that particular episode. And like I said before, they took of this show. They had a Thunderbird 1 completely done, a Thunderbird 3 and a 4 done completely, but Thunderbird 2 they were having trouble with because they couldn't figure out the middle canister there. They were trying to use an old oil can and pound it out into the shape, and they didn't quite make it. But they took my sandbox and turned it into Tracy Island. They had the house and the swimming pool done up pretty well. Say what?
So before Blue Peter even thought about it.
Yeah.
We had a kids program over here where they made a Tracy Island.
Oh, did they?
Yeah,
cool.
Yeah. It was crap.
Oh, was it? But the show was so hot back then. Everybody was, cashing.
I think this was in the 90s actually when it got a resurgence.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I hated Blue Peter.
I've only ever seen Thunderbirds in passing, like an episode here or there on TV. Yeah. Like they're like just a rerun every year. No.
I watched Captain Scarlet the other night, the first episode. Yeah. Absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, you see, that was a program. Yeah. That was a program. That was brilliant. I love that. I love that and cartoons. Yeah. That all that stuff about making things and stuff.
I used to like Magpie rather than Blue Peter.
Oh, you watched Magpie? Yeah.
It was a bit more radical, wasn't it?
It was a bit more trendy, wasn't it? Yeah. Magpie. Yeah.
We had kind of a macho cable channel over here when cable first started up. They took all the Thunderbirds and turned them into like pop-up videos where they were pointing out different things as they were showing the episode. Little parts would pop up, and they'd have like a little half a hand on a caption box would pop up and say cabinet handle, kitchen handle, kitchen this or whatever.
On Magpie, there was a woman, a young lady called Susan Stranks, and she did wonders for all us 15-year-old boys.
Yes, yeah. I was a bit younger than you, so I didn't have quite the same impression of the young lady.
It was a good draw. It was either Susan Stranks or watching somebody make Thunderbird 1 out of a very liquid bottle.
Yeah,
and I know which I would prefer.
Absolutely no fight in that game.
No contest, was there?
No contest, no.
Pulling the ship out of the water.
It's fabulous, isn't it?
Amazing. Little tight plane shot there.
I love those trails from the Thunderbird 1 and 2 in the middle picture.
Yeah.
In the orange sky. Just
I'd like to it is, I'd like to own the reference that Jerry Anderson sent to Frank Bellamy to do this strip, because he sent him all the production photographs.
Oh, yeah.
Because he started this strip before the TV show came out, because he was assigned at first when TV 21 came out to do Stingray. But when Jerry Anderson saw his artwork on Dan Day, he wanted him to do Thunderbird, so he delayed it a year and sent him all the production, or a lot of production photographs, and he also sent him plaster of Paris heads of the puppets to get
Good
the
Lord.
likenesses. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
And that's why it's so well, apart from the fact that Bellamy's brilliant, that's why it's so
Yeah.
good, because it's so well researched.
I'm gonna say it explains a lot. There's a Tracy house right there.
Yeah.
Beautifully done.
The sky again.
Yeah.
Well, look at that center panel at the bottom of that aircraft coming out with that vapor coming from the engines. How good is that? No Photoshop, folks. All painted.
All painted by hand. Brush. Again, beautiful sky here. Thunderbird's logo would have been right there.
Yeah, and this obviously influenced me a lot. This kind of work. This is because I was sort of 10, 11 when this was out, you know, and it's just absolutely wonderful, isn't it?
Mm.
I mean, look at those guys there with the red helmets on down on the left. The design and everything of them.
Yeah.
Fabulous. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, here too.
Yeah.
Yep. Fantastic. This is really what brought my attention to Bellamy's work.
Yeah.
Thunderbird's material too.
Well, I'm not old enough to remember the Dan Dare work he did at the time. My brothers used to get Eagle, but I was just too young for that then. And this was when I was 10, 11. This came out, and this is what I've said before to you both, to you all. I was when I was 10, 11, I was looking at this, and then my brother brought Jack Kirby home.
Yeah.
So I had the great slap right in front of my face. You know, it's like, there you go. This is the best. Look at that coloring on Thunderbird 3 there. How amazing is that?
Yeah. Corbin might have been a fan of Bellamy with that stippling style. Both did it. Yep. I could almost guarantee you that Corbin was a big fan of Bellamy. Bellamy would have been great on Flash Gordon with those flashy panel grids. Yeah.
Flash.
Yeah. That's as close to Flash, the actual comic strips we're ever going to see. I'm telling you. Just great stuff. That movie. People that cared. Here we are.
Ooh, look at the lighting on that Thunderbird one there.
Yeah.
The top panel. Look at that.
Alex
and then
Ross
again,
right there.
Yeah. Fantastic angles, aren't they?
You know, Ross was a big fan of this stuff. Probably still is.
I don't think you stop being a big fan of this, do you?
No, you just don't. It's just such classic material. The hood.
The hood with the hand.
Yeah.
Do you know, I could never work out, and this is when I was 11. I could never work out why the hood never actually asked Kirano where Thunderbirds came from, where the island was. He's got this power over him. It's his half brother, isn't it? And he's got this power over him, and he says he's telling him all sorts of things, but he never thinks to ask him where they actually live.
Yeah.
Don't.
And he says, when the Thunderbirds ready, when they'll be ready, he says, they are ready now. He doesn't say, where are they?
Winged Avenger. Is this for a movie?
I know, it looks like a cross between John Hurt and Matron, doesn't it?
Oh, look at
It's a little different.
Look at that.
Ooh.
Back here.
I remember those
Boom.
drawings in the Daily Mirror. That's in for the moon landing, and this is very Garth style, isn't it, Randy?
Yeah.
And it's a couple of years later he starts to do Garth.
Yeah.
Look at the inside of that lunar module there, where they're asleep with the stippling on there and that panel.
Asked by Anglia's TV's Chris
Anglia
Young
TV.
about this particular piece, Bellamy said this one is pre the first moon landing. I must tell you, it's the first strip I've ever done minus balloons. It would have been lovely to say we made it, but it is the first time drawing a strip minus balloons, and in this case, for real, because after drawing for years, science fiction seemed funny to draw it actually happening. Bellamy brilliantly envisioned and realized that what was not there in the reference pictures and rendered the spacesuits in action on the moon infinitely better than they ever looked in real life. Look at that.
Incredible. Yeah, I mean, those the way he's drawn them there, they look so much more mobile than they actually were.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's got them bent. They're not as stiff like they are on camera. Just natural looking. It's a great shot. The lunar module taking off.
Look at that. He also tried out for the strip
Shot there too.
Modesty Blaze when Jim Holdaway died, but he didn't get the job. Why would you
Imagine
not,
that,
give him
getting a job.
Oh,
Yeah.
Because somebody knew someone else. It doesn't matter how good you are.
Everybody they put on Modesty Blaze those was super talented.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at Romero, got that gig, and he's pretty good.
Yeah.
He's the guy who they changed all these women to look ugly because they couldn't draw anything less than a beautiful woman.
Yeah.
So they got other people to put wrinkles on them, and they were still beautiful with wrinkles, you know. Look at that.
World War One.
It's like all Buscema's women. They were either old crones, hags, or they were gorgeous. There was no middle ground. No middle ground.
No. Look at that helmet again. The shine on that helmet.
Yeah. Some World War One pieces.
There'll be a great piece coming up in this where the French are going through the barbed wire where they're all getting shot. It's the most amazing illustration. You probably show it somewhere. Look at that.
God.
Look at that. Look at the guy at the top on the coloured piece. His rifle is heavy, isn't it?
Here.
Yeah, it's heavy. You know, I mean, rifles are heavy, aren't they? Look at that.
Yeah.
Toth. It's almost like this guy has two slightly varying styles. One's a little bit more graphic.
Yeah.
And a little bit more cartoony, and the other one's a little bit more realistic. I mean, this one's slightly. If you look at this comparing to those other two pictures, they're slightly different.
This is the piece I was just mentioning.
Yeah.
The
the one before reminds me of Toth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's because the line's heavier on the previous one.
Yeah. Here, you mean?
Yeah. The line's heavier.
Yeah.
So that's got a feeling of Toth about it, and the next one's got more Bernie Wrightson about it. Because there's some negative space there where you can't see their feet and lots of line work and that. It just
let's look at that.
Look at those bullets going through though.
Yeah, it's stunning.
It's an incredible piece right there. You can't even see all of his body here. Look at that. Just incredible. Is that your cat purring?
Yeah, just jumped on my shoulder.
Just pull it down a bit, Randy, please.
Certainly.
That's it.
Very.
That's okay.
Damn.
And again, he's gone back to that Toth style with that thick line, hasn't he? On the
again, this
Kitchener one. Yeah.
Personally, I think this all speaks to what I was saying about before about being impressionism.
Yes.
Just beautiful. It gives you that feel. It does as much description in the emotive aspect of it as it does in the physical draftsmanship.
Yeah.
World War One. Following page, a story of World War One news from the home front. Pen ink, color inks. It's that CS10 board. Look and Learn, number 451, 5th of September, 1970. Crazy good stuff. There's a Swift.
Oof.
Oof.
James Cook about to get it in Hawaii.
Lucky bugger.
Oh,
Do you know what? Do you know what they did with James Cook? Those guys. You know what they did?
No. What did they do to
You
him?
know, there was something going on. They landed, and these guys came out, and there was a big argument. And our soldiers, Cook's soldiers, opened fire. Sailors opened fire, killed a few of theirs. They killed a few sailors, and one of that guy stabbed. He was clever. He knew, and he got him because he was the leader.
Right.
And what they did was our Cook, keep saying, Cook's men retreated to the ship and came back a couple of days later for Cook's body, and they showed him, and he was a skeleton. They boiled him because it's what they did. They didn't eat him, but they boiled him.
Well, they boiled him, just like that's it. You ain't
Into
having
the
him back.
soup, eh?
Yeah, because that's what they did that's what they did to the honored dead. They honored him.
Okay.
And just gave his skeleton back.
Fair enough. That's
Well, there you go.
Now, HR, we'll get into some modesty blaze here eventually.
what goes on in Hawaii stays in Hawaii.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, seems like people. Well, I won't go there.
When you see the artwork on that, you'll understand. Here's some Garth work here.
Look at that. Yeah.
The thumb.
What a shame, eh? We've just been showing blood and guts, and you can't show that.
I know.
What a world.
But again, this is like I was saying. This is more Toth.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
stripped out. You still got some beautiful line and stipple work in here.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the form and the style of it. Just it's accentuated.
Look at that. The Western. Feel there, the Garth leaning back.
Brilliant.
Yep.
That silhouette of the lady in the background is very nicely done.
Where are we talking?
The panel in the middle.
Oh, there's
the one where he's
there's a little bit of side booby there too. So we're just gonna have to fend through it, and if they
It's
demonetize us or yank us, it is art.
It's art.
And there's more great artistic pieces coming up here. There's the poster for Thunderbird 6 and a little bit of Doctor Who.
Thunderbird 6.
Yeah.
Movie. Yep.
Have you not seen Thunderbird 6, Russ?
No.
Is that they end up doing was it Jeff Beck, I think, as a super marionation puppet.
Look at that. I didn't wow.
You're talking who?
Tom Baker, top right.
Yeah. I think Bellamy draws a perfect Dalek as well. I don't know whether it'll show one, but
it's coming.
Daleks are really difficult, but this guy nails it.
Page. Yeah.
Look at that. Perfect Dalek.
Yeah.
John Pertwee.
And again, all stipple work here. Yeah.
Just beautiful.
All stipple work.
Damn.
Very base color. It's all you need. You don't need anything else. Just solid. Just like that Fantastic Four cover. Just leave it stark.
I actually remember buying that Radio Times. I might even have it in my archive somewhere.
There you go.
Because of that drawing.
Yeah.
That Bellamy drawing.
Wonderful Troughton, too. And another great baker there.
I'm thinking of bakers.
Yeah. That was right there with you. Yeah.
Sausage roll time.
Uh-oh.
Dana Greggs.
Let's talk about buttered sausage. Buttered sausage.
Buttered sausage.
Yeah, Russ. I went into one of those pound shops, them pound bakeries. I had the.
You said, "How much is this?"
Well, they were selling 2 for £1. I ended up having him 4.
Excuse me, but this is a 50p shop, isn't it?
A discreditable exercise. Ink and color inks on board. Sunday Times magazine, 6th of December, 1970.
Oh.
An article on credit checking by Robert Mason.
The mysterious guy, we don't see his face. Look,
no, it's all hidden.
Is that one of the same guys that sells dodgy DVDs?
Must be.
Which in the eyes of the big studios is tantamount to basically human slavery and starting World War III.
Yeah.
We know who you are. Oh, God.
Radio
look at
Times
that.
again.
Wow. Back when Radio Times was worth it.
You can understand why the DVD people are upset, because I was in New York and there was a guy there selling the latest Spider-Man film, and I went to see the premiere of the Spider-Man film two days later.
Oh, yeah.
He had the DVD.
Oh no, don't get me wrong. I totally appreciate why they're upset. It's just the effort they go to and the way they make it out like it's the worst crime ever.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, there are worse crimes than pirating a bloody film. All right.
Yeah.
Actual piracy, for example.
Yeah, actual
Yeah.
piracy. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, wearing those floppy boots and having an eye patch. Come on, that's a crime against fashion.
There are other ways to freedom besides the rope. Patience, my little friend. It's Bellamy's Life Studio, and I guess we'll
It's still art.
show that off. Yeah,
It's art,
a little
yeah.
bit of art.
It's art.
I'll let you know if we get in trouble.
What will they do if you get in trouble?
They'll just take the video down, the entire video down.
God.
So we re-edit it. Yeah. Folks, Illustrators, The Art of Frank Bellamy.
Fabulous. Best yet,
Right there.
apart from the others.
UK, £30. Well worth the cost. I picked this up at a show not more than a few months back, along with the Illustrators book with Sidney Jordan in it. Yeah. Nice
But
stuff. I saw
But
it.
you picked it up for
Gotta
like 10p.
it's 20. I think it was 20 bucks. It was worth it. Yeah. Well worth it. Illustrators, folks, of The Art of Frank Bellamy. You might actually find that on Amazon if you look. I haven't looked, so I'm not sure if it's up there or not. Want to thank everybody for watching us. We are a little over the 2-hour mark now, but Whiskey. Whoop. No, here, hang on. I knocked you out. There we are. Whiskey, tell folks so they can find you.
You can find me on the old X there, where I do 3D models, and I'm working on my own comic book called Driftwood, writing that with Renzo Rodriguez on the pencils and inks. And there's a sneak preview going on of that thing. And some of the other artwork involved. Here's a reference image for another 3D model in the piece. And this page here. And of course, I do other 3D models and stuff that if you need something made in for 3D models, just send me a message and I'll get you hooked up.
All right. Russ, tell folks how they can find you.
You can find me at russleach.com. There's an email list that you can sign up for there where you can find out more about this going on now. This is the artwork for, or the pencils, I should say, for the Shadow Kingdom, which Randy has faithfully adapted from the Robert E. Howard prose.
Now I got to letter it.
Now you got to letter it. Oh, I've left your room. Don't worry.
I hope
You
so.
can put it in the margins.
Yeah, put it in the margins. There
Pretty
you go.
much that's where it'll be.
There's another page of action.
You could do it on an
going there.
overlay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
probably.
yeah, that'd be an expensive book.
Mhm.
And there's Cole ramming it in there and
Ramming it in.
ramming it
Look at
into
that.
a lizard.
Look at that.
He's getting one right in the guts. That lizard.
Oh, and he's off the ground as well. That's
Yeah,
great.
yeah, straight off the ground. Oof,
Like
that.
it really means it, you know.
Again, it's in the script. It's like there's an arc, so you feel the whole idea was that those two panels there was he was cut across the shoulder and you see his sword out and he arcs it all the way through into this guy whilst grabbing hold of his scruff of his neck and making sure that he's dead. So it's poetic violence, and this one was good. You get a bit of cutting lizards' heads off. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that yesterday. That's brilliant.
And then a quieter moment as we reach the end. They're all laying about in the room dead. There you go.
Yeah.
done a lot of them. Now it's time for tea. Or actually, it's time for Greg's. So I'm really enjoying the book. Love the script. like I say, it's faithfully done by faithfully adapted by Randy here.
Yeah.
And if you want to find out more about that, there will be more emails incoming. Won't fill your inbox up, but once a month, twice a month, can give you an update. There'll also be updates on my YouTube channel, Comic Book Black Belt. I'm putting up some shorts for the end of the penciling, but I'll start actually coming back on once a week and showing the progress on the inking as well live. So you can find out all about that at russleach.com and the email list there.
Excellent. Glenn, tell folks how they can find you.
Well, I'll try and follow that. You can find me on Fund My Comic, where my Hatch annotated book is up there now live. You can 100 pages of Hatch. You can also go to New Haven Publishing and Amazon and Barnes and Noble and all the people to get my book about my visit to see Jack Kirby. And you can on Amazon. You can also get my magazine Comics Unlimited, which is all about artwork and comics and stuff. That's 100 pages. That's on Amazon. And soon from New Haven, you'll be able to get Hatch number 2, which is finally going to see the light of day. It's nearly 2 years old, I think, this artwork now. But you can be able to get that. But if you just go on Google and put my name in there, you'll be able to see all the other books that I've written about various things, science fiction and assassinations and all sorts of stuff. Just go on Google my name and you'll find something.
Cool. Yeah.
I think that's one of the main things people forget is the amount of patience that's required in publishing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you have to wait a while before things make it out. And you're really excited about the latest thing you've done.
Yeah.
And as an artist, we all know this, that in a year's time, you won't be as excited about the thing that you finished a year ago. But unfortunately, sometimes publishing takes time.
Can I show this, Randy? Can we give
Absolutely.
a preview of this one?
Oh, yeah, that was great. I saw that, Glenn. Yeah.
Yeah. Look at that.
That's impressive.
I don't know whether you can see it, but...
Oh, yeah. You see some of it. Yep.
That's from my upcoming World War II story that I'm working on now. Just a bombed out city in Belgium somewhere.
Yeah.
Will that be coming soon? Well, 10 years time, I suppose. when I finished it. Sorry,
when
Randy,
it's done. It'll be out when it's done.
When you finished and published.
Yeah.
Folks, I've been your host, Randy Zimmerman. You can find me over at Facebook if you want to talk to me, but don't go to X. I've got an account there, but I never go there. If you go over to arrowcomics.store, you can pick up books like Paragon, which is a superhero book I wrote I'm really proud of, and Herobot Zero, which is a character that I created and did most of the work in, little giant robot cartoon action. Calico is Shard with artwork by C. Michael Lanning. Great stuff over there, arrowcomics.store. Go over there and check it out. Go over to fundmycomic.com. Also, and check out the Out of Obscurity anthology collection. A group of folks got together a bunch of self-contained short stories using public domain characters to show off their stuff. And the book will be narrated and hosted by a little monkey I draw named Spank. So looking forward to that. I'm working on a short story for that now. There it is. Whiskey showing it off, the Out of Obscurity. Go over to Fund My Comic right now and take a look at that graphic novel. We'd appreciate it. I think there's only 1 or 2 more days left in that campaign. And when it's done, it's done. So we're going to be closing that out pretty quick because there's so much more coming out of Arrow Comics, so much greatness that you can't believe it. Also, while you're over there, check out Soul Tack number 4, which also has a few Arrow tiers on it that you can pick up some of the Arrow comics that have already been published. And check out AR13L over there, which is almost hit 20,000. So it's a great parody book of a certain mermaid movie, only she's got a gun and the little crab's got a knife welded to his claw, and he's called Sebastian. So go over there and check that out. The artwork for that is amazing. The story is fun. Piper and Pixel and Eric Hodson's just knocking it out of the park, and it's a great project, and it's well deserving your attention. So, and then stay on the lookout for Alice in Chains. We'll be over there shortly. Let's see if I got a picture from that. There's the splash page right there from that. Artwork by Abdul Rashid, ink work by myself, a character that I created. and colors by the great Patrick Gama, who also colored the Fool book that's available over at aerocomics.store right now. So go over there and take a look at that. So deeply appreciate it. We'll be back next Friday morning, 5 a.m. And Sunday morning, we do the Sunday Funnies at 9 a.m. Those times are Eastern Standard Time, so adjust your clock accordingly. Next month, which starts on Sunday is October 1st, we're going to be focusing on horror comics and pulling out some great classic stuff. This Sunday, we're going to be looking over The Mutants by Bernie Wrightson.
Nice.
And if you've never seen this book, this is printed by Mother of Pearl long time back. It's got a collection of his early fanzine and early comic strip work. Very Wrightson, very much in his style. And you get to see some phenomenal stuff. And that's on Sunday Funnies this Sunday at 9 a.m. Next Friday, I'm not quite sure what we're going to be looking at, but we've got all the EC books available to us and a few oddball horror comics as well that we'll take a look at. So it'll be something great, I assure you, as
it's a month of horror.
We work our way towards Halloween. Yep. We'll get out some great old Tales from the Crypt and some phenomenal Jack Davis and Wally Wood artwork, some ghastly Graham Ingalls. It'll be fun, folks. It'll be just great fun. Anyway, we'll see you soon. Try to leave this business in better shape than what you found it. Remember, folks, hating ain't creating. Get out there and talk positively about this industry and about this business. If you love comics, show that you love comics. And make sure you go by and visit your retailer because they are having an incredibly rough time now. This is why we show the old stuff out, folks, is to remind you there's some phenomenal comic book artwork there just sitting at your retailer waiting to be discovered. If you don't like the new stuff, don't buy the new stuff. Buy the old stuff and keep your retailer out there.
Buy independent comics.
Yeah, but most
buy
of all,
alternative.
Buy good stuff.
Buy great stuff. The stuff that you want to read and sit and read it and tell folks how great it is and how much fun it is to read. We love all of this stuff. That's why we show it off. That's why Whiskey and I get up so early in the morning and Glenn and Russ interrupt their mid-morning in order to show this stuff off and show it to you. So, and if there's anything else you want to see us cover, let us know. Drop a comment either on YouTube or drop it to me personally over on Facebook, whatever you want. And we'll do our best to cover that for you. So we appreciate you being here. Please tell your friends, like, subscribe, Comic Book Black Belt, the Randy Zim YouTube channel, and most importantly, the Indie Comics Network. They can use all the love that you can throw their way. So there's a lot of other different programming up there as well. HR, thanks a lot for being here. You're taking over the chat. Here we are. Gonna look for it. Nice. Okay. Nice. Okay, few emojis. Yes, sir. Yeah, I'll be back. Great. HR, appreciate you. Appreciate everybody here. Take care. I really appreciate everybody that watches us after the fact. That's where the majority of our numbers come from. Make sure you tell your friends. This stuff's great to archive and to listen to whenever you can. Levi is in the house. Thanks, Levi, for being there. Great show, gents. Thank you. Oh, and I forgot to change my Facebook page over. So.
I said that right at the start.
Now I think about it, just as we
I said that right at the start. You said, what about Facebook?
That's awesome.
Just, what?
I don't remember. Folks, take care. We'll change that Facebook over so that everybody can watch us. Most of the folks watch us after the fact anyway. Take care, everybody. Just seeing Levi's remark went, Facebook. Now we leave you with the immortal words of Mr. Gary Busey, who says,
let's talk about buttered sausage. Talk about buttered sausage, where it comes from, what it does. Why is it doing what it's doing? Get it out of my face. Buttered sausage. It's not my jam. I don't buy jam. I buy honey, and I kiss it on the lips.
The views and opinions expressed within the video content found on the Indie Comics Network are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of the Indie Comics Network or its sponsors.
What was that? This is not a charade. We need total concentration. Now, once again, this time, with you.
Some men just want to watch the world burn.
Can't nobody tell me nothing.
How dare you?
Get off my lawn.
Have a question or comment for us to address on the show? Have a topic you want us to talk about? Email us at indiecomicsnetwork@gmail.com. Want your comics to arrive in pristine condition? Head over to GeminiComicSupply.com and save 10% on your next Gemini mailer order or anything in the Gemini Comic Supply store. Use coupon code RAGIN10. That's RAGIN 10.
Well, I had it. Where is it?
Oh, you silly, simple bastard.
It starts and then it stops. Let's try it again.
I just want to say, when my time comes, I want to be buried face down, so that anyone who doesn't like me can kiss my ass.
So this is the divine.
Come on.
So this is the divine intervention. You could become a spiritual guru on your own, but you just have to tie your shoes, and you just have to know how to eat burritos backwards.